only model trains with Magna Traction proudly present the Joe DiMaggio Show. Starring the Yankee Clipper Joe DiMaggio himself with Jack Barry.
Well, how about telling the story about the young friend of yours and the dream he had that came true?
Well, yes, Joe, it's a wonderful story, and I'll bet that all of our club members have had the same dream at one time or another. Well, Tommy knew exactly what he wanted for Christmas. He wanted an electric train. He had the whole thing in his mind, even to the table where he was going to set it up. Sitting there at the table, he could picture the whole thing, and he would dream so hard that the whole thing would come to life right before his eyes. Of course, Tommy was a pretty strong wisher, and what he started wishing for was a pretty fancy-looking train set with locomotive and freight cars, and the station and the gateman, the water tower, and all kinds of wonderful equipment and accessories. So grand that you might think Tommy was wishing for something that just didn't exist. But Tommy knew what he was wishing for. And sure enough, on Christmas morning, Tommy's dream came true. Because Tommy had told his father that he wanted Lionel. Just the low-priced Lionel Scout train set with a few Lionel accessories. Yes, even the simplest of Lionel train sets and track layouts is a wonderful, thrilling, complete model railroad. That's because it's made by Lionel. Lionel, the originator of the electric model train, makers of the most realistic, scale-detailed model train equipment. Lionel, the only model train with Magna Traction. And now for some more fun, suppose we take another look in on our Lionel engineer.
Now, boys, I'm going to show you why Lionel trains are better. I'm going to show you how carefully they're made, and how well they're put together, and how they operate. For example, look at the head of this typical Lionel locomotive. The smoke box door hinges, pilot steps, the uncoupling rod. They're exactly duplicated. And see how this drop coupler and air hose are simulated. And notice these handrails of stainless steel. And now look at the steam valves and side gears. Every part is modeled to the most minute detail. Now look at these wheels. They're all steel, mind you, and have a high adhesion surface, better traction. And of course, they also have Magna Traction. That's a magnetic force that holds the wheels to the rails to give you increased power, higher speed, and more climb. Fellas, these are just a few of the details that show you how Lionel trains are made better and put together better so that they will look better and operate better. And speaking of Magna Traction, I know you boys want to learn more about this new development in model railroading. So we've made up this book on Magna Traction called The Magic of Magna Traction. It tells you what it is and how it works, and it's packed full of pictures and information to help you to have more fun with your model railroad. Now, all you have to do to get this free book is send your name and address to Joe DiMaggio. That's Joe DiMaggio, chair of the Lionel Corporation.
Hi, this is my friend, the Grumman Tiger. It's a jet, and I'm Ralph Donald, its test pilot. It takes a lot of training to control one of these babies. My son Wayne will learn someday.
Right now, though, he's getting ready by learning to control a Lionel electric train. With a Lionel train, you not only get locomotives and cars, but all sorts of missile and rocket equipment, too. For instance, these missile launchers. And take a look at this IRBM launcher. 3, 2, 1, fire! Wow! And look, you can put this target car back together again. And blow it up again. What happens when there's a fire? Why, call up the Lionel Fire Corps, of course. And here's something nobody's ever seen before. Lionel's illuminated aquarium car with moving tropical fish. And when you want to send out a scouting party, do it with a helicopter. Lionel makes a flat car especially for launching copters. And when you release them, they actually take off and fly. This grand old Western train is called the General, and it's an authentic copy of the trains you see in TV Westerns. And here's how you make the Lionel General smoke. The wonderful thing about this equipment is that you're in control. Yep, on the Lionel line, you're the boss. Tell Mom and Dad you want a Lionel electric train, the Christmas present that lets you be the boss. Remember the name? Lionel.
How do you take it off? That's absurd! That finger trap was a party favor at his 10th birthday! He wore that finger trap for 2 years! Mother had to teach him to eat with his feet! And the combination! And the backward! And my cigar! And he slept so well! Spirits above me, give me a sign. Shall I be joyous or shall I be damned?
This is a tense moment at the launching base as the huge Atlas missile with the man-carrying Mercury capsule is prepared for the shot. Now, for the first time, this most powerful rocket is to be launched from a railroad car, the new Lionel Mercury capsule launching car. The astronaut is moved to the capsule hatch by the new Lionel cherry picker car. It moves off. The countdown begins. Nearby at the new Lionel heliport, a Navy copter takes off to make the recovery. The countdown proceeds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the liftoff. The capsule separates and settles gently to Earth by parachute. And you control the action. Remember, boy, you're the boss on land, in the air, and under the sea when you own Lionel trains.
On the night before Christmas, today's kids have a one-track mind. They dream of Lionel trains with the extra speed and power of magnet traction. Lionel's exclusive track-gripping power. Make your boys' dream of a perfect Christmas come true.
Real live missiles. Just like the ones on the Lionel missile firing car you can own. It fires 4 artillery-type missiles. Lionel missile firing car loaded and ready. Lionel helicopter car. Stand by for takeoff to spot the target. Launch helicopter.
Helicopter 3419. Enemy boxcar with explosives on siding. Ready missiles. Fire!
Direct hit on Lionel's exploding target car. 3 Lionel cars you'll want for your own. A helicopter car, a Lionel missile firing car, and exploding boxcar. This Christmas, remember, you are the boss when you own Lionel trains.
Lionel Express, all aboard. Look at her streak along the rails. It's a Lionel.
Here's realism. Lionel's smoke-puffing loco. Lionel Express arriving on time.
And here it comes, the Lionel Limited. Boy, this is real railroading, the Lionel way. Don't miss seeing these wonderful new trains.
Realism.
The wonderful world of trains has been presented by the Lionel Corporation.